I'll be sending everybody that participated today an email to say thank you, but it'll have some guidelines about Lander and how to get on my recruiting radar.
And that's a good point too. Thank you for stating that. All of the coaches will receive all of the player information, and all the players will receive the coach's information after this event. Okay?
I'm Trey Bogue. I'm with Marion Military Institute. We're a very small junior college in Marion, Alabama. We're about an hour south of Tuscaloosa, an hour and a half southwest of Birmingham, and about 30 minutes west of Selma. Puts us right in the middle of nowhere. We are a feeder institution for West Point, Annapolis, United States Air Force Academy. We just had a young lady from South Carolina do a gap year with us, and now she got her appointment to Annapolis, so she'll be playing for Keith next year at Navy. Really excited about that. Again, being a junior college, I would really stress to you to really take a good look at junior colleges. The way the transfer portal's going, it's very, very hard for high school seniors to get a look with so many people in the portal. Again, we got school, we got tennis, we got more school. So come get with us. Thank you. Thank you for coming.
And we go down to North Carolina. I'm Chuck Creasy at the Citadel, and we go down to play Trey's team a lot. It's a great campus there. Cafeteria was tremendous, by the way. And what he said that is very, very accurate is that this is a different time now. The portal, it used to be you'd have high school kids, junior college, then transfers. The portal, the way they've done it, has made it where now it's transfers first, junior college second, and our high school kids. And we will talk about this today, bring it up, and we'll try to do it in a sensitive way, not hurt anybody's feelings. But right now, college tennis is 80% international students. 80%. That means with the transfer portal in junior college, and the high school kids are being left out, most of the level here. And there's a couple things that come into play that we'll talk about. But the Citadel's been there since 1842, so we've got a lot of track record there. But anyhow, you're going to learn a lot today from all of these coaches. Coach.
Thanks, Coach. I'm Matt Shoemate. I'm the men's and women's coach at Erskine College. We have a very rich history of tennis at Erskine College. We're actually bringing our men's program back. It's been away for a few years, and we are just we're very proud to be the reigning Conference Carolinas women's champions as well as the conference tournament. We're very excited about what we have going on at Erskine right now. We're in Due West, South Carolina. We're a Division II school. I think that just everything that I think that the kids that are here today are really the kids that I specifically am looking for, kids who want an opportunity, want a shot, kids who are just gonna work hard, give everything they've got, and just really help contribute on and off the court. So I'm glad you're here, and hopefully we can get in touch today, and hopefully you can learn a lot as well.
Yes, hi guys, my name is Elena Chetty. I am from Newberry College. I do both men's and women's. And we're pretty much located down the street, so it's not too far from home. We've had pretty good success on our women's side, and on the men's side, we're trying to get players that are able to compete, especially like Coach said, we're looking for local kids. We do have a lot of internationals, but we're really looking for those local kids to, players like you guys, to compete and, be able to enjoy that tennis experience as well, the same way the internationals are doing as well. So I'm excited to learn more about you guys, and I do have a business card as well, so at the end, I'd like to talk to everyone that is interested and get to know you guys. And
awesome. Coach Gardner, I was at Newberry College, worked as a head coach there for 13 years. I retired 3 years ago, still live in Newberry. I'm coming back with the program primarily to help with fundraising, recruiting, and one of my responsibilities is to really push South Carolina kids. So you're going to see me out on the tournament circuit, and we want more South Carolina kids in our program. And what Chuck just said, everything he said is spot on, and we can change it. And at Newberry, we're going to start to change it a little bit.
Yes, I'm Gary Taylor from Benedict College here in Columbia, South Carolina. We take a lot of walk-ons. We're in this SIAC conference, and we've got 11 championships in there with quite a bit of locals. And like I said, we take a lot of walk-ons, and for the next season coming, we should be ready to take on anyone who wants to give it a try.
I'm Scott Hanback. I'm at Methodist University. We're located in North Carolina, about 45 minutes south of Raleigh. We're NCAA Division III program. We have a rich tennis history through the years. This last year, our men's team was 13-7, finished second in the conference. Our women's team was 15-3, nationally ranked, and finished second in the conference as well. Academically, our main academic programs are business, health sciences, including a full-blown medical school as well, engineering, forensic science, believe it or not, CSI, and kinesiology and exercise science as well. Those are, I'd say, our 5 main areas. So, and like I said, we're Division III, so we don't give athletic scholarships, but we give academic scholarships. And we focus a lot on development. We really focus on developing our players.
Awesome, thank you all for being here. I've put together some of the questions that were submitted by the players that are in this room. So I'm gonna ask a couple of them, but then we'll kind of open the conversation to talk about what Coach Creasy was mentioning earlier, and kind of have an open discussion. But you guys submitted some really good questions. Actually, this is the best questions we've had out of all the showcases that we've had. So I know this is a hot topic, but coaches, feel free to answer. How important are the UTR and WTN ratings to coaches when you don't play a lot of tournaments? I'll just open it up.
I mean, I would say for me, that's honestly just a number, but it does give us coaches, I would say, just for me especially, just an idea of where you're at level-wise. But results is really the big thing that I would look at the end of the day. And, you know, if you're playing tournaments and seeing who you're beating, you know, looking at a 6-0, 6-0 versus, you know, playing third set against a higher level, that's a big difference, right? So that's kind of the results that I would be looking at, than just kind of base it on that UTR itself.
I would say none of you play for points down deep. Kids play for rivalries and tournaments of heritage. We have destroyed our tournaments of heritage. It used to be, Belton used to be 12 or 13-day event. And if you ask any kid in South Carolina, would you rather be number 1 in the state of South Carolina or win Belton? What?
Always win Belton.
Win Belton. Would you rather be number 1 in our state, number 1 in the United States, or win Kalamazoo? Number 1 in the world or win Wimbledon? Wimbledon champion. We have destroyed that with this point system because most of the people in charge are managers, not leaders. I shouldn't say all of them, but they have computers and they're good on computers. And it's very easy to calculate how many points this kid have. Okay, now exactly what Coach said, Coach said is right. I still do not know any of my players' UTRs. All right, now I know sorta where they're at, but it really messes up my thinking with how I conduct practices, with things we work on, with my whole mentality of every coach up here sees the top end of what you can be. They wouldn't be in coaching, the top end. You can look at the bottom end or the top end. But the UTR pigeonholes you where you know, hey, this person's better, this person. The worst thing you could ever do is look at somebody else's UTR. Don't ever do that before you play because it locks you in as an underdog or as a fake favorite. You know, so to answer your question, we've done that, and I don't know what we do with the USTA to dump the point system, what we had before. And the last thing I'm going to say about this, if you're the best quarterback in the state, you play football for 4 months, but you happen to be one of the best athletes and you're the best player in the state, right now you can't make national events because you wasted 4 months playing football or being a dual sport or a triple sport athlete. Okay, we've done this because it's easier to keep points for the kids. You know, and we would completely demolish the best system ever. I've actually, you know, who uses our old system is Italy. Italy never had good players for the last 40 years. They got them all now because they keep all of the training. They don't go to academies. Don't send your kids to academies. The worst thing you can do is say, hey, your tennis is more important than the love we give you here at home. It's the worst thing possible. You can figure out how to get good here. But the academy cherry picked the best talent in our country, put them down together and made everything average where they're. You know, you think academies are good, listen to Andrea Agassi's thing on served, the Andy Roddick special right now. So I could talk for 2 hours, I'm gonna leave it at that. But guys, we gotta dump the point system, we gotta get back. I can't even look on the internet without doing all kinds of codes. And I don't know who's ranked #1 in the state of South Carolina. I've been coaching for 48 years, and I can't do it. And I'm a computer, you know, but anyhow.
Just to add to what Coach had said, I do think that a lot of us not only look at those, and it does put us kind of in the range, but I think most of us up here want to see your character. We want to see how you act when things aren't going your way. We want to see if you make fair line calls. You know, we want to see if you're argumentative with your opponents, or if you're, you know, now, we're not saying don't stand up for yourself. But again, this is supposed to be a gentleman's sport or a lady sport, and somewhere along the line, we've lost a lot of that sportsmanship. And I think a lot of us coaches realize that some of those players are a little more trouble than they're worth. They may be great players, but that attitude goes a long way. And so it's hard sometimes to change attitude or get somebody to come around to your line of thinking, or to get with your program when they're out there, you know, acting a fool. I can tell you as military, and I'm sure Coach can back me up on this, we can't act that way. We've absolutely, being a military institution, we're held to a higher standard. And so, you know, I know Coach has always had great discipline within his programs at Clemson and Citadel, and we're trying to instill that same kind of discipline. But you as a player, if you instill that discipline within yourself, always be in control, you're gonna be a much better player, regardless of what the UTR says, regardless of what your ranking says.
Go ahead, Scott.
I have a little different opinion than most. Personally, I could care less what your UTR or WTN is. To me, your UTR tells me how well you play when you're playing the way you want to play. And I think most of the coaches up here would tell you that if you get against a good, experienced college player and you start beating them the way you want to play, they're going to take that away from you and say, beat me another way. Well, if your plan B is, you know, if your plan A is an 8 UTR and your plan B is a 3 or 4, well, then you're really going to probably end up being a 3 or 4, not an 8, because a good college player is going to take that away. And the other thing to keep in mind about UTR, a lot of people look at UTR as a college players and they try to compare say an 8.4 UTR college player and an 8.4 junior. It is not an equal comparison. An 8.4 college player is probably closer to a 9.5 or 9.6 junior player, just because of the matches they play, the experience they've had. You're talking about two totally different level players. UTR is just a rating system, just like WTN's a rating system. And if you want your UTR to go out, I'll tell you the biggest secret: quit playing. Seriously, you don't play for 6 months, your UTR will go up at least a point. You know, so what does that tell you about the rating system? The other thing is, when you talk to college coaches, I have never heard a recruit go, well, actually, my UTR is overrated. I'm not as good as my. Everybody tells us, well, my UTR is this, but I'm really. Don't do that. We know. Okay. All that tells us is you're trying to play the game, and we just, when we do that, we roll our eyes, because we're just like, okay, you're just like everybody else. You're not as good. You're better in your UTR. Your UTR is just a rating. Does that make sense? Focus on development. Focus on getting better. And, you know, one of the things I'll say last thing, I'm turning to Chuck, I apologize. But when you're finding a college program, find your fit. Whether it's D1, D2, D3, whether it's a small school, whether it's a big school, find where you fit. So many people come into this, and I guarantee that if I asked you to name 30 college tennis programs, you would go, and give me about 4 colleges around your area, right? There's 1,600 college programs in this country. So there's one out there for everybody, but you gotta find your fit. You gotta find where, you know, the program fits, the academics fit, the atmosphere fits, the culture fits. That's my 2 cents.
Anybody else? Okay, thanks, coaches. So to kind of a follow-up question to that, what would you guys prefer to see, guys and gals, what would you prefer to see, you know, when you're considering a prospect player? Verified ratings, highlight videos, or seeing them play in person? and go into a little bit of how you guys deal with that.
Always in person, but that's not always possible. If you're gonna do a video, don't do a highlight video. Because if you're cutting it off every point, we don't know if you took 10 points to get that shot or it took 1,000. Just turn the camera on, let it run for 15, 20 minutes, cut it off, send it. The best, that's to me.
Anybody else?
Yeah, watch you compete, be a competitor first, the tennis player second. Everybody, your tennis game is like the car that you build in the garage, and then you're the driver. Some people got great cars, and wreck them all the time. You know, they don't know how to drive. Some people got 6-cylinder small cars and they know how to win races. So compete. I tell all of you, 10 sets a week is what you need to be playing. If you're not playing 10 sets a week, it's not enough. You've got to learn how to compete. We've become, and anyhow, I don't want to go into too much depth, but everybody here is pretty much used to hitting 100 balls one time, instead of hitting one ball 100 times and competing.
Matt, don't Alan, go ahead.
No, just for the ladies out there, pretty old school. I'd rather you engage with me, just call me. Simple as that, and I will call you back. For the ladies.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I'll say, like Coach said, in an ideal world, we would love to watch everybody. I mean, go watch your tournaments, watch your matches, watch showcases like this. But in the world we live in right now, we do see a lot of videos. I watch a lot of match play, and I can tell, I mean, the type of things I'm looking for. But really, I mean, when it comes to like steps after that, that really does just get your foot in the door. I mean, seeing your game, seeing how you play, is kind of just the first intro. After that, really just focusing on your academic needs, focusing on the type of character that you are, seeing whether or not you would be a good fit with our people that we have around us. That's really what I care about more than a lot of the game that I'm seeing.
Okay.
Did anybody say not put music on your video?
Don't waste time and money on graphics and all that stuff.
Sometimes that music is too loud.
Sometimes very loud.
As a coach, I wanna hear how it sounds when you strike the ball. I wanna hear that sound. I don't wanna hear music that drowns that out. I wanna hear a lot of squeaky footwork. I don't wanna hear your music so loud, and, you know. And again, I'm old, so your music, but I don't like your music anymore. But no, please stop with the music. Just like these coaches said, give us 5 or 10 minutes out there hitting, show us everything, and play some points, but don't cut it up. Like Coach said, did it take you 1,000 balls to hit that one shot, or were you able to do it in 2? So.
Hey guys, I wasted $2,000 with my son's baseball analytics. Some guy in Chicago. Now, I coached a lot of years, but I didn't know anything about baseball. And what I'm telling you, these recruiting services, almost everybody here will go click. And they dump them. Unless the recruiting person calls people individually and he does a really good job. The best thing to do is for you guys to, when a youngster calls the coach, when a youngster does all the work, coaches are impressed. Parents, you gotta be involved. You gotta have oversight there, but have you youngsters get on that phone yourself and do it. That impresses coaches.
Chuck beat me to it, because my follow-up question was gonna be, who needs to send the videos and who needs to send the emails and make the phone calls? Is that the players or is that the parents?
There's nothing worse than having a call scheduled with a player, and the player literally said 2 words the entire call. It was mom and dad just doing the whole thing. And don't get me wrong, mom and dad have got to be part of the process and got to be part of the conversation. But we want to talk to the player to get to know them.
I think along with that though too, oftentimes younger generation are so attached to their phones and they don't get accustomed to looking somebody in the eye and speaking directly to someone. And so I think that's a skill we're kind of losing these days with so much in our phones, and I'm bad about it, I don't even know how to cut my ringer off. But again, just be direct. Like Coach said, if you'll reach out to me, I'm much more impressed with that than fielding the call from your mom. And there are a lot of helicopter moms I know, no offense to helicopter moms, but again, they're becoming young men and women. And so this is part of that maturing process, is for them taking accountability for their own lives and their own actions. And so this goes a long way, at least with me, that they reached out and they wanna, initiate the conversation.
And also,
To the ladies only out there is that, I will speak to you, but I will ask to hopefully have a call with your mother and father, because I want them to understand that, I do understand that, you need to see me or talk to me, because you're encouraging your daughter to come play for us or Lander, and, I will be there 24/7 for them in case something happens. So I think it's important that I do have a relationship with the family.
Okay, and this is the last one coming from me because I'm gonna open it up to the parents and the players to ask questions, and then also if you guys wanna bring up any topics that you think are really important. Can we talk about what kind of scholarship opportunities are available at your schools? And you guys can go down the line if you'd like. I'll start with Scott this time. Scholarship opportunities.
as I said, academic, I mean, we offer, a variety of different academics based upon, we have like a matrix with GPA, SAT, or other test scores. You're gonna find a lot of schools will tell you test scores are optional, but you're also gonna find that if you do a test score, you tend to get more academic money. That's not just us, but other schools. We also offer a scholarship if you stay on campus. And there's a lot of different grants and opportunities out there.
Yeah, we do, athletic scholarships and academics, combine and stack as we can.
We do offer, like Scott said, we do offer a academic scholarship just based on, GPA and how that, where you're at with that. We also do offer, athletic scholarship, we're Division II, so we do offer that athletic scholarship as well. And then just depending on, what major you're doing, for example, if you're wanting to go into nursing, you could get an additional scholarship on top of that as well. So we do have, and I think business is the other one that we do, you can get a scholarship on top of that as well. So we do have a little bit more options, regarding scholarships that you guys can look into too.
As a D2 school, we also stack scholarships with academics and athletics. We've noticed that for most of our in-state kids, it turns out to be very affordable, where it's a very good option.
Yeah, we're in CAA Division I. They just put a limit on our amount of walk-ons. They gave us a squad size of 10, and that's something we'll talk about a little bit more. We don't offer NIL money, by the way. Some of the major programs do that, but we have 4.25 scholarships for over 10 players, basically. And then, of course, both Coach and I, they have the military option for people who want to go into the military. About 30% of the students at the Citadel, 35, take commissions on graduation. But that's a whole different ball of wax. Usually I have about 1 or 2 per year, a couple pilots here and there and things like that, so.
Our scholarships, we compete in NJCAA Division II, so we're not allowed to get full scholarships, and we don't stack scholarships. But my tennis scholarship covers tuition, books, and most fees, leaving about a $7,400 balance for the year. Now, please fill out your FAFSA, because if you get a Pell Grant, that $74 drops quick. Okay, you gotta buy uniforms first semester for your internment year. That's about $2,400 cost that you won't see at other colleges. But with the Pell Grant, you're gonna pay about $1,400 out of pocket first semester, second semester, you're gonna get about a $600-800 rebate because of the FAFSA. So again, that's a Pell Grant, that's a full Pell Grant. This year, this administration has talked about reshaping that program, maybe dropping some of the Pell Grants. So again, that could change year to year. But do your FAFSA, complete that. That's good at any college or university that's accredited in the United States. As an American citizen, go out there and get that funded, okay? That's free money. Not talking about loans, these are grants, all right? But $7,400 pays your bills for my place of the year with a tennis scholarship. So come on and get with us. Save some money for grad school.
Yeah, and at Lander University, we are a state institution. I'm not a fully funded program, which means, as Chuck and a few of them mentioned, is we're not a head count. So I have 2.5 athletic scholarships that I break down amongst 15 young ladies. So everybody receives a little bit if they're in the top 9. Other than that, I have about 6, 7 young ladies that are receiving great academic money thanks to the Palmetto and Hope Scholarship. And it's, you know, again, it's allowing them to stay involved with athletics, and then at the same time, hopefully earning a spot, or they're gonna have to earn it to compete in the top 6 or make the travel team. They only carry 8 on away matches. However, if we play a home match, we do have 12 courts, and everybody brings extra athletes, and we do play extra matches. They're just not recorded on the website. So, but it does allow you to get better, and we have a good time, but it keeps you involved with tennis. Hopefully by the time you're a junior or senior, you've earned a spot, and you've committed to tennis and the program, and we're having a great experience. To graduate, that's the key.
Awesome, thank you. Yes, Scott.
One thing I forgot to mention at Methodist, we're one of 3 schools in the country that has a professional tennis management program. So if you want a career in the tennis industry, we help you get that. Whether you want to be certified and teach, or work for USDA, or run pro tournaments, or whatever. We also have internships in the summer where our students go for 10 weeks, various places. I mean, they can earn anywhere from $15,000 to $25,000 with housing and meals provided as well. So that's a way to, some of our students do that to pay for college as well.
Are there any topics that the coaches would like to bring up that they